Sunday in the Breakfast Club. So, the topic this week, should the United States split up? Offered by Brock. Now, I'm not going to respond directly to Brock for a number of reasons that I won't get into. But I'm going to respond more to Paul's video in response. And he had the good title, United We Stand, Divided We Fall. I'm going to posit that we've already fallen. This is about as low as we could get before there's actual open hostilities. And so really the question is, what do we do? Is it something worth saving, or do we give up? I'll tell you what, I've been, and call me cynical, and I'm usually not cynical, but the way things have gone, if it wasn't for the fact that I wouldn't trust the conservative states splitting off, that they wouldn't try to invade the rest of us and enforce, fundamentalist Christian theocracy on us, I'd be all for it, because quite frankly, I think they're holding us back. One thing I will respond to about what Brock had said, not so much in his video, because I didn't watch the whole thing, but more of what he had in the chat. And he was having an argument with Bionic Dance, and he's trying to basically promote the idea that the left-wing states are all about to collapse, and due to financial mismanagement. See, the problem, and this is the reason why I'm not responding directly to Brock's video. And I'll say before I make my comment that Brock's not alone. He's not posting anything. He wasn't posting anything in the chat that was original. These were right-wing talking points. But, the level of intellectual dishonesty, because, leaving out exculpatory evidence is also a form of lying. So when you post a thing and say, oh, well, see, here's California's dead and New York's dead, and oh, looks like they're really going bad. Although it was funny because California and New York were also shown to have budget surpluses. They have a debt, but they have a budget surplus. And I don't know if Brock knows the difference between debt and deficit. Maybe he does. I don't know. But so I went and looked into it because I wanted to see, okay, was there any merit to what he's talking about? And as is typical for right-wingers, it's a half-truth. Because when I started looking at a lot of conservative states, particularly Mississippi, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and finding that these states with much smaller populations had debts on par or greater than some larger liberal states. So while it may be true that California's got some challenges ahead, New York has some challenges ahead, they have the population and the tax base to do something about it. And part of the reason why I think we're in this boat where we are right now is because on the left we've done a crappy job of calling out right-wing bullshit. We scream about a lot of, stuff. I won't say it's not important, but we scream about, we kind of have a bad focus, I think, because we don't attack their talking points when their talking points are bullshit. And, the thing that I think is funny about it, and the reason why I looked at Mississippi particularly, because I know that Mississippi is one of the states that's the biggest taker state. And what I mean by that is amount of federal spending that they receive compared to how much money their citizens contribute in federal taxes. And this is important because, the right wing, hey, their mantra is always personal responsibility and staying within your means, which are good. Those are good values to have, but they never ever live up to them. Now, in Brock's defense, he did make a point in his video of what I saw of it that there's a problem on the left and the right. But then when you read what he wrote in the comments, he kind of maybe didn't back away from that, but he kind of focused way more on one side. And I'm not saying that the left wing is always right. In fact, I've made a video series. I haven't gotten very far with it, but the point of the crux of it is that that the left wing is not always right. But I have a companion series to it that the right wing is pretty much always wrong. So when you look at right-wing states and you look at their economies, what they contribute to the tax base, on the federal level, most of them are a drag. Texas is about the most even state, but there's really no donor states that are left wing. Right wing. But New Jersey, the state I live in, we're the number one donor state. So it's kind of funny hearing from people, in these states that are big takers, to say how we're all ready to collapse. In New Jersey, we've got our own financial issues. But you know what? If we weren't carrying a bunch of right-wing states on our back, we'd be fine. We would do perfectly fine. Like I said, I don't trust them not to, take whatever military equipment they get in the separation and use it to try to take us over. So that's one reason why I'm going to be against splitting up the country. But I tell you what, part of me feels like, yeah, let's do it. Let their economies collapse, because we know they're going to. Just look at Kansas, and we'll buy them back on a fraction of the cost. I'm pretty much done dealing with them. So anyway, well, there goes my career in politics. Oh well, screw it. Paul's up tomorrow with a new topic, I guess. Yeah, see you next week.